Hey guys, so I have something kind of personal to share with you today that has been on my mind lately. And I just woke up the other day and felt like, this is not unique to you. Like, this is something other people need to hear. And have you ever just like, you have this thought, this thing that you feel like you need to do. You feel maybe you call it a nudge or prompting or an inspiration, this thing on your heart, and maybe it's a big thing and a scary thing. Sometimes it can be small. I know it was like that for me when I started the podcast. It felt really big. It felt really scary, and I knew I needed to do it, but oh, it felt hard and I was kind of struggling, but it wasn't from me. Like I knew it was not coming from me. I knew it was coming from God. And so I knew I needed to do it even though I was like feeling all the things and all the fear. I think sometimes when we feel that, there's a lot of questioning that happens like, is this really from God? Like, this feels hard. Is this really what I need to do? And sometimes, we continue on that questioning or we keep looking for signs like, well, if this really is from God, He'll tell me more. He'll make it easy. He'll kind of pave the way. He'll let things fall into my lap. And I'll say sometimes that does happen, but often I think it doesn't. And I think sometimes we're waiting for that next step and we're waiting for him to show us how it's done when in all reality he's waiting on us. And I wanted to share an experience. Once I was in church, and in my church we have what's called a lay clergy. So people are not they're not paid to do their jobs. It's all volunteer, or like the word that I like to use is voluntold. We're asked to do a job. And there was this woman who was asked to do a job, and she was sitting right in front of me. And so it was announced, oh, Cindy Becker is going to be the new she's going to be a ward missionary is what it was called. And the thought came to my mind, you should say to her, oh, Cindy, you will be so good at that. I'm so excited for you. And I hesitated. I didn't say it because I thought, oh, like, yeah, I don't know her that well. And, maybe now is not the best time. We're about to go into the most sacred and quiet part of the meeting. And I can tell her later. And all these thoughts going through my head. And yet I knew exactly what I was supposed to say to her. And as I hesitated and as I waited, my friend who was sitting in front of her turned around and she said, oh, Cindy, you will be so good at that. I'm so excited for you. The exact words that I had felt to say and did not say. And that was such a lesson to me because I was like, oh my gosh, God knew I wouldn't do it. He didn't trust me. And so he came up with a plan B. He was like, I'm going to ask Chanel to do it, but I don't know that she actually will. And so I'm going to find someone else because this needs to be said. And ever since then, I have really tried to follow through on those promptings, on those nudges, on those pieces of inspiration. Sometimes I do end up feeling like a dork, right? And I'll say these things, or I'll do these things, or put myself out there, or be on live video, or whatever it is. And it's hard. And I feel dorky. I feel imperfect in my actions. But I also feel something else, and that's that knowing that I'm doing what God planted in my heart and what He asked me to do. And so, my message for you and my hope for you is if you are feeling that, whether that's something big like to go start a business or write a book or start a podcast or whatever that is, to take action on it. God gives us that inspiration and He waits for us to act. And we don't want to be that person who he has to have a backup plan for. Like, oh my gosh, that could have been your thing. He wanted that to be your thing. He believed that you could do that, but you wait and someone else has to pick up your slack. He has to have a plan B for you. And I know for me, I don't want him to ever have to have a plan B for me. Like if he calls, I will answer. And that's how I try to live my life. And I think that applies to so many things. So I hope that that means something to you and that you will be his plan A and he won't have to have a plan B for you. If you need help to take the next steps on your journey, please reach out. You can schedule a call with me. Let's see if coaching is a good fit for you, and I'd love to help you on your journey. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.